In August, the top selling games at Miniature Market were Keyforge Starter Set and Keyforge Decks. Can they unlock the top spots in this month's countdown? Let's find out as we count down Miniature Market's top selling games of September 2018. My name is Marty Connell, and I'm going to be counting down the top selling games of Miniature Market from September 2018. In this month's countdown, we have 5 brand new games to hit the top 10, so let's find out what they are. My leadoff question to the segment is going to be answered right now because coming in at number 10 and dropping 8 spaces is the Keyforge Arkham deck. This is the pre-order for the card game that was just announced at Gen Con from Fantasy Flight Games. This is the game that's built around the mechanic of every single deck is unique and no deck building is needed. It only makes sense coming in at number 9 and also dropping 8 steps is the Keyforge Starter Set. This is the box set that includes some decks to playtest with, some demo decks, a couple unique decks, and all the tokens and rules that you need to get started. It'll be really curious to see how this game does once it's released and people can get their hands on it, and we'll see if those decks stay just as popular when the game finally comes out. Jumping in at number 8 this month is a brand new game from NSKN Games, Teotihuacan City of Gods. This is a game that I got to saw preview at Dice Tower Con, and there was a lot of buzz around it. So if you're interested, go pre-order it now because it's supposed to be out this month. Dropping 2 spots this month to number 7 is Targi 2nd Edition. This is a game that appeared in the top 10 list last month, and it was so popular that I thought I need to try this game. So I went out and bought myself a copy. Have not had a chance to play it yet, but I can't wait to try it out because I've heard so many good things about it, and it's in the top 10 for the 2 consecutive months. It's gotta be good. Last month, we introduced the long distance board game dedication. This is where we ask people to send in their dedications of a board game to a friend or family member. We've picked 2 lucky winners this month, and the first one comes from Adam. Marty, my dedication goes out to my wife, Kelsey, who joined me in this hobby when we first started dating 10 years ago this August. During these past 10 years, we have gotten married and have 4 wonderful kids under the age of 6 and are expecting our 5th next May. This means funds and game time have been limited, but nonetheless, we love board gaming so much that my wife made me a homemade copy of Azul using Ticket to Ride trains so we could feel like we're a part of the board gaming hotness. We both enjoy this game very much, and I would love to gift my wife a real copy of the game to thank her for her support for me, our kids, and the love for this hobby these past 10 years. Sincerely, Adam. Well, congratulations, Adam and Kelsey. Miniature Market will be sending you a copy of Azul so that you can take your Ticket to Ride trains and put them back in the Ticket to Ride box. Let's get back to the countdown. Jumping in the top 10 at number 6 is the Sagrada 5-6 player expansion. This very hot game from last year was just craving an expansion to add 2 more players, and now you have it. So if you have the base game and want to get some more people playing at the same time, check out this brand new expansion. At number 5 is the Arkham Horror LCG Mythos pack, The City of Archives. Last month we had a different Mythos pack on the top 10, and this month we have a brand new one. Must be an extremely popular game, and I'm sure with it being the Halloween month, a lot of people are getting into Lovecraftian games. Jumping into the countdown at number 4 from Deepwater Games is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. This is a roll and write without the roll, as instead of dice, you're using cards in order to build out your neighborhood. I've had a chance to play this game, and this is one of my favorite of that style of game. For our second long distance board game dedication, we have Brian writing in. I would like to dedicate Thanos Rising to Jake S. Jake S and I grew up a block away from each other and were great friends. We were nerd buddies through and through. We played video games, talked comics, and had numerous late-night lightsaber battles. As it happens, we grew up, went our separate ways, and didn't see each other for a long time. Then, fates conspired to get us back together. We both fell on relatively hard times at the same time. To help each other and our new families out, we moved in together. It's not an easy thing to share space with the whole other family, but we made it work. During that time, we got into some more modern board games a la Munchkin and the like. We again went separate ways before either of us got deeper into the hobby. Since then, Jake has moved several states away and I haven't seen my friend in a few years. It's tough, but I hang on to certain games just in case I can play with Jake someday. I miss my friend, so I'd love to reach out and dedicate a comics-based game to him, Thanos Rising. Well, Brian, Miniature Market will be sending your friend Jake a copy of that game, and I've played this game and it really is one of the best comic-based board games I've played in a while. Jumping into the top 10, all the way up at number 3, from Plan B Games is Century Eastern Wonders. This is the second in the trilogy of Century games, with the first one being Century Spice Road. That was a lower, lighter level Euro type game, and this one adds a little bit more meat in decisions. I've had a chance to play this. I love the designer. I highly recommend checking it out. The biggest mover this month, jumping up 6 spots from number 8 to number 2, is The Mind. This card game that took the community by storm earlier this year is as hot as ever. It's an easy game to learn, easy game to play. It's one of those that you can just get out and play anytime. I can totally understand why this game is so hot. I guess eventually everybody's gonna have a copy of this thing. Before we get to the number 1 game, let's look at the top games in other categories. The top selling RPG is Star Wars: Rise of the Separatists. The top selling non-collectible miniature game is the Star Wars X-Wing Core Set 2nd Edition. And once again this month, the top collectible miniature is the Dungeons & Dragons Fantasy Miniatures Waterdeep Dragon Heist Booster Brick. And the top selling game for September 2018, moving up 2 spots this month, is the expansion to Terraforming Mars, Prelude. This game is crazy. After all these years and all these expansions, everything associated with that game is just super hot. People love this game. At my local game store, I see it played all the time. All my local friends have a copy of this game, and I'm sure they probably got this expansion too. So if you have a copy of Terraforming Mars, you need to add this to your collection. And that concludes our look at Miniature Market's top 10 selling games of September 2018. If you would like to enter our long distance board game dedication, go to the link miniaturemarket.com/RDTN and you can see how to enter there. Send us a story dedicating a board game to a friend or relative, and we'll pick one and choose a winner next month. As always, you can check out and buy these games at miniaturemarket.com. And if you want to check out our podcast, Rolling Dice and Taking Names, you can do so at rolldicetakenames.com or find us on iTunes. We'll see you again next month as we look at the top 10 selling games for October 2018.